Hello everyone. Today we're going to explore a critical resource for all you researchers out there, the Digital Research Alliance of Canada. Digital Research Alliance of Canada is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to maintaining and improving Canada's digital research capabilities. They provide several services ranging from advanced research computing and cloud resourcing to data management. They also offer consultations on best practices, training events, and workshops. And now you may be wondering how you, as a researcher, can access these amazing services. Well, Digital Research Alliance of Canada collaborates with various academic institutions across Canada. And if you are affiliated with one of these partner institutions, you are eligible to access their researchers. And now in this video, I'm going to show you how to register your account and start using them. So let's get started. So in order to register in their website, I just simply search their name and choose the second option, CCDB. It brings me to the login page and I have my credentials here, but as you don't have an account, we need to click on register. We choose our language and we don't have an account before. If you have a yes, you will continue with your application. So you fill out your name, family name, email, your phone number, and the country of residence. Here you choose your institution. It is a little bit tricky because they have another name before the institution, so they're kind of not sorted. But for example, for Western Ontario that I used are in the SharkNet. So SharkNet, University of Western Ontario is my institution. You can find yours. Here we choose the department, and now about your position. If you're a PI or principal investigator, you can choose from here. If you're a adjunct faculty, faculty member, or a librarian. If you're the research institute principal investigator, you go here. They have a small explanation if you just move your mouse on the question mark. The government, industry, and nonprofit, you go on the question mark here. It explains more. It says that you're the lead researcher, but sponsored users are usually the students and the people that work in the labs for their PI or their supervisor. You can be an undergraduate student, master's student, or doctoral student, postdoctoral fellow. If you're from another institution from that your supporter, you need to click on this one. If you're a researcher, you click on that one. It doesn't matter. For example, if you're a master's student or doctoral student, it brings up another field which needs to be filled out. It is important because this is the CCRI of your sponsor. So this is kind of the code for your sponsor. You say that my sponsor gave me this code, I fill it out here, and it approves that he is my sponsor and I'm going to be under his account. It doesn't charge them, but it kind of brings the responsibility for you, for them on you. So they're responsible of you. And you choose a username and a strong password that has lowercase, uppercase, numbers, and special characters. And finally, you submit your application. It will take from 2 hours to 2 or 3 days to get your application submitted usually. So be patient, and when you get approved, you can just log into your account. I will just show you how it looks like. Here again, we're back to the signing page. Now you have your username and your password, and you just sign in. It brings you to an account that shows who are your sponsors. I currently have 2 sponsors, but my active role is this one. It gives you the group name, the RAPI, your status that is active, your title here, and the allocation. There are 4 active allocations, and you're a member, you're not a manager or an owner, and that's it. You have your account activated, This is your account name. Remember that we need it later to log in via SSH from your computer. There are frequently asked questions. Yeah. So they talk about what is CCDB, and they have a huge documentation for everything. They explain everything step by step with a lot of details. To be honest, it might get you lost, but it is comprehensive and it will help you a lot. So always refer to their frequently asked questions or the kind of docs that they have provided here. On the My Account option, you have the group usage will show you how much RAM or data you have used, how much resources you have used. You will see your resources and allocations. Here, for example, I see that there are different nodes. So there are different locations with different devices set up, and they have different names. So Bluegull, Cedar, Graham. I usually connect to Graham, and I think Cedar is under maintenance now, but you have here for example your accounts, and it says that you have 1 terabyte project storage, so you can save file up to 1 terabyte. Your supervisor can request to get a higher amount of storage for you. It's just some filling out some forms and explaining why we need it more, and they will give you, for example, here I've got 10 terabyte of project storage because I had to deal with multiple data sets that exceeded the amount of storage that they gave me. Here we have the request access to the other clusters. So if there are other clusters that you need to access, you can do that. Here simply you can see on the left side of the frequently asked questions, there are different clusters. If you click on them, they will tell you what are the clusters, what are the login nodes, and what are the specific structure of the node, and what are the best uses, but generally they don't matter that much. So you have a home space, you have a scratch space, and you have a project space. That 1 terabyte was your project space, but you have a home space and scratch space that it is not a permanent, as it is saying for active or temporary storage. So if you don't modify a file for a period of time, they will delete it. They will let you know beforehand, but they will delete it. But in your project space, it can rest for as long as you want. So here about the resources and the nodes that you can go read about them if you're curious, but they're not that important. So request to the other cluster. So if you find a cluster interesting and specifically useful for your work, you can request them and ask them to give you access to that cluster. You can apply for a new role. So for example, if you become a master's student or doctoral student, or even if you become a PI, here is the contact information. We have the most important part here, manage SSH keys. So SSH is a source shell, and it is a standard connection protocol between 2 remote servers. So you can connect from your computer to the Digital Alliance computers without being interrupted or without hackers being able to intervene. They have this has different modes, and some modes are well developed to prevent hackers from getting your data or intervening with your job or whatever you're doing. So it is a very safe way of connecting to the remote server that we have on Compute Canada. They have a documentation here for you how to connect to the SSH keys, how to generate them, what are the different steps, and they're explaining you need to manage your SSH keys, what do they look like, and how you should do that. But we will go over them on the next video and show you how to add a SSH key and have them here, so you have an authorized device to connect to the Compute Canada or Digital Research Alliance.